It's great that you've got the event here in Lisbon. I'm staying in the downtown area, and if you look at the relationship between kind of humans and the water, you've got a city that was the earthquake and the tsunami that caused the whole destruction of the city, and it was rebuilt in that kind of gridded format with the boulevards facing the water is amazing. And therefore, I think we use the harnessing of water to try and reuse it, whether it's grey water, whether it's kind of water storage to then kind of irrigate kind of landscaping. It drives everything we do ultimately because humans need it to survive. It's part of our life. At Foster & Partners, we've developed our own tools because there is a problem, I think, in the industry that there isn't a recognised barometer for measuring operational and embodied carbon. And the government and the world needs to sort that out to come up with a statutory regulation. BREEAM and LEED don't go far enough. So we've developed our own tools that try and measure these things so you make the right decisions at the right times. But there isn't, I think you need to come up with a classification that goes worldwide so that actually we can all be measured against each other. But ultimately we start by trying to reuse buildings, repurpose them, and before we look at demolition. So we're going to try and reuse the building stock we already have so that we can develop up a kind of zero carbon cities, which has got to be the plan. I mean, it's every project we do. The closest one to me is a project because I'm working in the Nordic countries, I think, are ahead of the world in terms of their understanding of sustainability. They already have measures for carbon, operational and embodied, in place. And we did a competition there, which I won last year, called Stockholm Central Station, where as part of the submission, we had to give them a carbon footprint and an operational footprint of our solution. So we came up with a solution where we demolished the existing buildings and we rebuilt the new buildings in effect out of the stock of the old buildings. So we basically upcycled everything. And it was a fantastic project, and hopefully in the next kind of 20 years we'll get to realize it, because it's a big kind of regenerational project in the center of Stockholm. But those principles run through all of our projects now. It's to find a way to design zero carbon. I mean, the built environment plays a huge part in kind of the impact of carbon in the world. So therefore, we have to find a way to design cities and buildings that have a zero carbon and a carbon restorative to, in effect, kind of stop global warming. That's our duty, I think, our biggest challenge going forward. I think of WAF as almost like the architectural Olympics, because in a 3 days you basically have all these different categories. Everyone's got to come together. Everyone's kind of has to submit the 2A1 boards to start off with. Then you have 10 minutes to present, 10 minutes of questions, and then a category winner, and then you get a classification of an overall winner at the end of the 3 days. I think it's just a brilliant format to actually bring the architectural profession together. It gives you a great insight into what everybody else is doing in one place at one time of the year. So I think it's great. Not necessarily. I think the biggest takeaway for me is it's reassuring to see that so many architects in the profession are dealing with the kind of sustainable agenda fundamentally in their design. And when you see projects here that are 10 years old that are just being realised, where the industry has changed, now it's a fundamental design driver, and I think that's great for all of us. And hopefully the profession will grow and grow. To me, it's great. I've been here as a presenter. I've been here as a judge. I've been and done a keynote speech, and I think in many ways it's just great to see what everybody else is doing at a single point in time. And it's a great takeaway from that point of view. Hopefully I'll come back kind of many more times. I enjoy it.